Whoop, there we go. How's it going, everybody? Preston, just me today. I am getting over a little bit of the flu. So Nathaniel decided not to get sick during finals week. A wise decision. But I pre-apologize if I cough during the stream. I'll try and have my mute button ready to go so that I don't blow out your speakers. But I couldn't pass up our chance to meet the Italian team today. I'm so excited. I know a lot of NA is hyped. This is a big step for the NA region, and we're really grateful for the team from Torino to give us this shot to come and compete in Robomasters with us. We've got a couple of their members who are going to join us here in 1 minute, but first, just a few reminders. One, please push the follow button, subscribe. If you are using, like Twitch Prime, or you have Amazon Prime, which means you automatically have Twitch Prime, or if you have student Amazon Prime, you still have Twitch Prime, give us your sub. It's free. We appreciate it. Remember, 100% of the money that comes into this stream goes directly back out into the NA region. I don't get to keep any of it, unfortunately. Yibo doesn't get to keep it. It gets distributed amongst the teams or put into the competition itself as part of the funding for the event. So, with those reminders in tow, let's get a little bit of hype in the chat for 3 members of the Italian team, Francesco, Yanchia, and Jay. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello,
Hi
everyone.
guys.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yancha.
Francesco.
Hi everyone, I'm John.
Well, it's so exciting to meet all of you. Chat, remember, throughout the interview today, feel free to drop any questions that you have. They can be robot related, they can be culturally related, they can be random. If they're too memey, I might not pass it along, but, we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so excited to get to know your team a little bit, to get to know y'all. We haven't got to interact much because of the giant time zone difference. So for those of you who may not know, chat, it is currently 8 p.m. in Italy, which means for like half of the day that we're awake, y'all are asleep, and half of the day that we're asleep, y'all are awake, which just makes any sort of communication a little bit sketchy. But so grateful to have y'all in and on the interview. Grateful to have y'all in and on the interview. Grateful to have y'all in. A little bit of echo happening. Grateful to have y'all in. Francesco, I think that's you.
I think there are some
Okay,
problem
cool.
of
Awesome.
happened again.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't see the screen.
That's okay. All right. So, couple questions straight off the bat. When I set up this interview, you guys dropped just the tiniest little fragment of information that I have latched onto. Zhang, I think you indicated that you've been in Robomasters since like 2016. Is that true?
Yeah. The
Okay,
first time I met Robomaster is in 2016, the summer.
I have a million questions. First of
Yeah.
all, didn't Robomasters only start in like 2014 or 2015? It's quite young.
Yeah, I think the first formal Robomaster competition was held in 2015.
Yeah. So,
But something like summer camp it's already happened in 2014.
okay. And then my team here at A&M likes to joke about how old I am. Okay, I'm getting a PhD, so I've been in college for like 7 years. It's a long time. But 2016 is like, I was in college in 2016. Oh, there we go. So tell me a little bit about what you were doing in 2016. How did you find Robomasters? Was it in college? Was it through one of those like high school camps? How did you find it?
Yeah, in 2016, actually I graduated from high school and because you know FRC, I was a FRC team member when I was a high school student, and when we graduated from high school in that summer, one of my friends said, "Hey, there is a very interesting competition about robots, which was held by DJI, and they are trying to invite some high school students to join the competition." And I say, "Okay, let's just do it."
Awesome. And this is all in Italy?
Oh no, it happened in China actually.
Okay, happened in China, and then you came to Italy for college and
Yeah, I
started
come
the
here
team there.
for college. Yes.
Very cool. So, are you the founder of the Italian Robomasters
Yes.
existence? Super cool. Super cool. Chat wants to know if you prefer Italian food or Chinese food.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Don't
know
lie.
it's an inflammatory question here, so no pressure, but they need
Yeah,
to
this
know.
is a. Oh, how can I say that? Because Francesco is here, I cannot say anything bad for Italian food.
Francesco,
But
are you
yeah,
the valiant defender of the Italian cuisine? Is that you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm of course from the part of Italy, but I think generally speaking, like we have a huge culture behind the food, so we take care of it.
Yeah.
So,
so I
and I
like
think that
both
if
of
is
them actually.
Both is the only right answer, I think, at this point. So,
Yeah.
so that's cool. That's very cool. All right, so then you get to Italy. You start building this Robomasters team in 2016. Super cool. So as a team from Torino, like as a university, have y'all been competing now since 2016, continuously?
Actually, not 2016. I started the team in Torino in 2019
Oh,
because after I graduated from high school, firstly I go to a university in China.
okay.
But after 2 years study, I think I lost something. This is a very huge tragedy for myself, I think, because yeah, we used to be. I used to be the champion in FRC China regional, and then I have my teammates, and then when I graduated from high school and I'm going to join the university, I think I will be better than before.
Yeah.
And of course, my teammates they going to different school, and yeah, like we said, we will meet in the final competition in Shenzhen, right?
Yep.
But the truth is, I have never been to the final competition.
Really?
Uh, yeah, yeah. I think personally, I think I'm not worse than other students because I used to be the best. And I always in that year I was struggling about the situation like the funding from
Yeah.
school and the company and a lot of things.
Well, it is, I don't know if reassuring, but at least empathetic to hear that securing funding from your school is a global issue with Robomasters. So
Yeah,
I,
yes,
it's so
obviously.
cool that y'all are competing, and we're so grateful to have y'all come and compete this year in Rmul. I've got to ask because I know that people that watch the VOD are going to want to know what was your FRC team number?
552.
552, because I know a lot of the Robomasters teams have students that went to the national competitions and then the global competitions in FRC, and so there's a lot of hubbub about what FRC team number you had when you're doing that sort of thing. So very cool, very cool. And then let's get to know you guys a little bit. Tell us how long you've been on your Robomasters team, what your major is, or what your area of study is, and then if it's different, what role do you fill on the team?
Okay, let me do that first. I am focused on the mechanical design, and my program is mechanical engineering. And then?
And then you've been doing Robomasters obviously for 3 years, right? Because you were starting the team here at Torino.
Yes.
Yanxia?
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah, sure.
I'm in China. My major now is ICT for Smart Society, and ICT stands for Information and and Communication Technologies. And I think I have been in Robomaster competition since when I was in 2017, when I was in the second year of my university. Now I'm the master degree student.
Awesome.
And yeah, and my first team was in China. So this is my second team in Robomaster competition.
Which team in China did you compete with?
Tongji University, Superpower.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And so I'm here for the master degree since I'm actually here in 2020. So I'm kind of a new member in this team. Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And Milas, my name is Francesco, and I'm currently doing my master's degree in the computer engineering with the path of automation. So I do like a trade-off between the computer architectures and computer engineering related things, and the automation part. So something more related to the control techniques and all this kind of stuffs.
Very
And
cool.
this is actually my first year in Robomaster. So
Hey!
I'm
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great to hear. It's always good to have some new blood in the team. It's a good sign of health and growth of a team. We've got a lot of questions in chat. The whole community is super excited to get to know y'all a little bit before the competition. One of the teams set a dangerous precedent of showing off all their cute cats. So they would like to know if any of you have cats.
Yes.
Not?
Yes.
One dog.
And one dog. All right. Well, if your cats or dogs want to make an appearance on stream, they are always a crowd favorite. You're welcome to go and snag.
I don't have it because here at least me, I am in Torino, but I don't live in Torino, and so I have my dog at home.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
have my dog, and she just lying beside me.
Very cute.
He's in another room in my house, so
All
we
right.
cannot.
That's okay. And then chat wants to know. I mean, I think this is a problem that's not unique to international teams. To be fair, when we're talking about Robomasters, every team is an international team, right? To someone else. When you're an American team, you're like, oh, look at the international teams, and then if you're a Chinese team, you're like, oh, look, the international regionals, and right. But chat did want to know how the language barrier has affected your team dynamic, or how y'all have been able to overcome that. Has there been one? All of your English is fantastic. Is your university learning in English or in Italian or a mix?
Actually, you have to choose. You can make a choice because, of course, it is an Italian institution, so there are Italian courses. But especially in the master's level, there are many courses that are mandatory in English. So you kind of are forced to get yourself to the next level. So speaking English, so you uniform yourself to the standard, so that you don't have problems to communicate.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really interesting. We see some similar but very unofficial things happen in our own schools in the U.S. I had several members of my research group speak Chinese, and so we have some subsections of our research that's all done in Chinese, but nothing quite as official as that, as having actual courses with different language options. So that's a really neat way to handle that. But super cool, super duper cool.
Actually, one initial problem that we had was not by speaking, so to communicate to each other, but with the code.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, we were using an initial framework, let's say, for the code, and some comments in the code were in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was pretty tough to understand. You had to imagine the meaning just by the instructions. So then we evolved, and now we have another completely separated framework for on which we are working on, and so all the comments are in English. So. We keep this rule.
Yeah, that chat is backing me up here. That is a very common problem that Robomaster students find, especially young teams. So our first year as a team, that I was on a team, we didn't have a lot of computer scientists on the team, and so they were trying to use like the Robomasters example code, but all of the comments were in Chinese, and we only had like 2 students that could read fluent Chinese well and try to translate it, and it was absolutely crazy. So definitely feel that. A lot more questions pouring in, which is great. Chat, we're gonna get to those. I love them. Don't worry, I didn't miss them. But we are gonna move forward just a little bit from the cultural questions onto a little bit of the robots themselves. So it sounds like we've got a good mix in the 3 of y'all between hardware and software, which is really exciting, with a little bit of focus specifically in the automation. So have y'all competed in the AI competition in the past? Is that something you're looking to compete in the future? I think it's happening like in a week this year, very soon.
Actually, we planned to go to the AI competition, but due to the situation in these years, it sounds like we started a team from 2019, but actually we start work in this year because you know it's pandemic before and everybody study in their home and last year.
Yes.
There is a special day because I live near our lab. When I was brush my teeth in my balcony, I saw there is a fire in our lab, in the building of our lab.
Oh no.
And so our lab was closed.
Oh my goodness. Were like the building was closed because of the fire? Was any of your resources? Were any of your resources damaged?
Something damaged, but something damaged in the building, and the government, I think the local government, they saw this is necessary to regulate the level of the safety in this building. So they closed a couple of months, and then we just have to just keep work at home, and so we have the lab from this semester.
Yeah. Wow. So you've only been working physically on your robots for a few months then?
Yes, exactly.
Wow. That's impressive. Chat, just keep that in mind because I'm going to show you some videos today of robots doing fairly impressive things, especially considering that they've only been in the lab for the last couple of months. That's very impressive. And my condolences to all of you. I know Italy was hit especially hard by the pandemic. Early in 2020, it was one of the first countries to really feel the impact that then hit the rest of us. So definitely resonate with the difficulties that brought for Robomasters and just for life in general, for everybody. So that can be tough. But I'm going to go ahead and move on. I know the three of you can't see exactly what I'm showing chat as I show it, but the first image I want to talk about is of your standard. Just a hardware question. Are you using 3508s for your drive motors? Because it doesn't look like it. It's the 3508. You've just like wrapped it with something? Okay. That's smart. Yeah, chat. There's a lot of carbon fiber. So the Torino team sent me a lot of images that were very artistic and cool, but the gist I got from most of the images was almost your entire robot is made out of carbon fiber sheets. Oh, can't hear Torino. Thank you, chat. Give me 1 second. I need to put the audio in like this. Boom. All right. There we go. You should be able to hear them now. Torino's audio is not down. It was my fault. But to repeat what they said, basically those are 3508s. It's just got a protective cover on. Can y'all tell me a little bit about your robot's weight? Any of these questions, okay, moving forward, any of these questions, you're more than welcome to say no. Some of the teams have been more open than others. If there's ever a question I ask and you're just like, nah, Preston, we need some element of surprise, that's fine. But there is a lot of carbon fiber on your robot. Do you know how much your standard weighs?
For this version, because we use a lot of things from the open source file shared by Jiaotong University, this one would be around 18 kilogram. 18
but
Yeah, but after the update of our new chassis, it will be less than before, around
So whoa, whoa, whoa,
17.
whoa, 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 whoa! You can't just skip past that, okay? I watched 35 hours of Chinese RMUC footage this year. So when you tell me
Mm-hmm.
that you used Jiaotong University's open source files and then you improved on them, you can't just skip over that like it's nothing. Chad, Jiaotong is one of the best universities that competes in Robomasters every year.
Yeah,
Very impressive.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then you've taken their open source and you've improved on it.
Yes, of
Wow.
course.
This is a
It's
good.
possible.
Okay. Okay. Some solid claims. Some solid claims. All right. So I cut you off out of shock. But so with your new design, how much do you expect it to weigh?
Um, because in the RMUL, there were a couple of difference between the RMUC. The battlefield is totally different.
Yes.
So we specially designed the part of chassis to just how can I say that? Um, yeah, we reduced a lot of parts. We moved a lot of part which is unnecessary for the RMUL from the robots, and then there are also some special technology will be used in the robot. So it will be lighter than before, and then there was something special, which is I promise that you never see it in the Robomaster before.
Whoa. Okay. 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 this is a this is a lot of teasing. Do you want to give any follow up on the special technology or the super unique aspects of the robots that maybe no other robot team is using?
No.
No. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's part of
Very
the
cool.
game.
So, Francesco or Yanchia, when you talk about RMUL, it is very different. Are you implementing computer vision or auto aiming on your standard robots?
Yes, we are planning to have the computer vision.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, today the computer vision group people is not here.
Yeah.
Both me and Francesco are from the let's say electronic system group.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand. And then, if you're willing to share, are you planning to do like a slip ring implementation for continuous rotation of the base of the robot?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's one
Okay. So
of
a
our
fully decked
yeah.
out standard then, plus whatever special technology you're hiding in Italy. So that's very exciting. And then I think we talked about it with Yibo like 5 weeks ago in our interview with him. But just to confirm, which competitions are y'all planning on competing in this year at RMUL?
3 versus 3 and standard solo.
Heck yeah. So both of them. You'll be there for the
Yeah.
3 versus 3 and the 1v1. I'm very
Yeah.
excited. I assume you're using the same standard in the 1v1 as in your 3v3, correct?
I'm not sure
Maybe.
we are going to use the same one because we are working for the balancing standard robot now, and
Yeah.
if we can finish it on time, then
Yeah.
we will going to use the
Okay,
balancing robot.
chat. I'll give you 2 minutes, chat. Okay, I'll stall. Go get the rest of your team. Go ping them in your Discord or your Slack or your Facebook group or your Twitter or your MySpace page. Because yes, Steven, they said balancing, and I have a video to show you that they provided me with of their balancing standard. So go ahead. You have my permission to go leave your screen for a minute. Go get the rest of your team. I'll stall. We'll chat about other things than the balancing standard. But yeah,
Just a
that's
prototype.
crazy. I'm excited. I'm excited for. I've only seen a couple videos on Bilibili of balancing standards doing crazy things. We didn't get to see any of them in the RMUC finals. No one implemented it. So I am really excited to see a balancing standard potentially in an actual Robomasters competition and not just a video on Bilibili. So, while we give them a minute to go and rally their teams to watch the Italian stallion ride around on its two wheels, I want to talk a little bit about the next picture. You sent me a very close-up of how your 3508 attaches to your wheel. And I was a hardware team lead for a standard for a while, and I have no idea what the heck is going on in this picture. What is in between your 3508 and your Mechnum wheel? Uh-huh. Okay. So just the thrust bearing? Nothing crazy? That's good. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, I'm really excited. Chat wants to know if you're bringing two standards or if you're bringing a hero. Oh. This is my bad again. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Thank you for the reminder, chat. There we go. Fixed it. It's just a thrust bearing, chat. But chat wants to know if you're bringing a hero for the 3v3 or if you're going to be competing with two standards and one sentry.
You mean in the 3 versus 3?
Yeah, and then 3 versus 3.
I think we are going to have 2 standard, 1 sentry without hero because hero maybe we have to spend a lot of time, but
yeah,
we decided to focus on the standard robots.
Yeah, very reasonable, and I'm excited. Excuse me. I'm excited to see kind of where the meta goes this year. The UW Scrim, if you haven't watched it, the VODs are still on the channel. It was really interesting to see the hero standard. Looked very hero dominant, obviously, in that case, but a lot of standards, especially when they hit level 3, become the carry of the team. So we'll see how it goes. Chad also wants to know how big your team is this year. How many members approximately?
Now we are working as a small team. It's around 15 guys in the team.
Okay, yeah, that's quite small.
Because, yeah.
Very cool.
Because just the first year in a formal competition.
Yeah. Awesome. And then you mentioned that you hadn't had the chance to compete in China as a Torino team yet. Is that correct?
What? Sorry?
Have you competed in China as a team from Torino yet?
No, not yet.
Years? Not yet, because COVID canceled it for 2020.
Yeah, because COVID.
Okay, very cool. Well, we're really excited. Chat, I'm going to go ahead and shift over to the balancing standard video and just give you a 30 seconds of silence to just soak in that it exists. There it is. It exists. It's really impressive. What are the wheels? I see your prototype. It looks like they're flywheels for like a 42 millimeter projectile. Is that what this prototype is made out of?
No. It's just it's specialized for the standard robots, and yeah, in the next version we are going to update it because this one is too heavy for that.
Whoa. So your actual balancing standard is going to have wheels that are somewhat like this, is what you're saying?
Yes, will be lighter than before, and I have much better performance than this one.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing it with us as well. I mean, this is one of those videos where, like, if a team was concerned about sharing it, it's like, what is the other team going to do? Build a balancing standard in the next 2 weeks? Like, that's just super cool. Props. What's been the hardest thing? Talk to us a little bit software-wise, because hardware-wise, I'll be frank, it doesn't seem like... It seems like a balancing standard is primarily a software challenge. Would y'all agree?
But you mean the software part?
Yeah, I'm saying that the building a balancing standard seems like it's most difficult for software. I would think that hardware, it's not that hard. It's probably almost even easier to build a balancing standard hardware-wise. There's half the stuff, right?
Yeah, I didn't enter into the details of the mechanical part, but I cared about the software part indeed. And from a software point of view, the most crucial part is not as it could seem the control part, because you have in automation some control techniques that you can apply in order to make it behave nicely. But sooner or later, you realize that the real problem is that you have to pick the right references, so the right desired behavior. So in software, you have to use in a very smart way and accurate way the sensors that you have, so the data that you acquire from the motors, in order to pick some criteria in order to decide which is the next step to follow.
Okay.
And then the control techniques, so the control algorithms do the rest.
Do the rest.
So the most to me actually the most like challenging part was not to figure out how to do something, but it was one step before. So what should I do?
Yeah. And that's the best question. There's some maturity of engineering in the fact that you identify that question, right? A lot of engineering students skip past that question, and it causes a lot of issues in designs, and it's something that I frequently have to help students with, either as like a teaching assistant or in Robomasters or whatever, is to make sure that first question gets answered. But just absolutely amazing. I'm going to play it one more time just in case we got new people in the chat, but it's just really cool. You've got a balancing standard here that can exist and can function and probably can meet the rules. So I'm excited to see it. You said you're planning on bringing it to Texas, right? That's one of the robots that's coming. It's a balancing standard.
As if
For
we
sure,
can finish it on time.
From the let's say from the software point of view, the balancing robot is almost finished.
Wow.
And we just would now the most crucial thing is that we want to make sure that everything is ready in time for the competition. So now we are taking care mostly on the standard robots on 4 wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Then if we have time to complete both the software part and the mechanical part of the balancing robot, definitely we will think about giving it a shot. Yeah,
very cool, very cool. Well, that's frankly just amazing. Really excited. That's something that we're hoping to see in a lot of teams in the next couple of years. And you've said you've got, or at least we're considering competing in the AI competition as well. And so you've feasibly got an AI standard that could compete if you wanted, right?
We cannot finish the AI standard robot in this year.
Right, but it's in the works though.
Yeah, it's in the works.
That's very cool. Because as I watch the Chinese finals and I've talked with Yibo as well about the future of Robomasters, one of the things that I feel strongly is the new meta for the following years is having the 3 different kinds of standards and being able to switch it up based on what team you're playing against. I think we'll see that a little bit more, especially in the 3v3 format, where you can choose to have a standard and a hero or 2 standards. I think we might see teams starting to mix it up to really utilize those buffs and take full advantage of the bonuses that are being offered. So we'll see how it goes. It's definitely going to spice up Rmul a little bit, which is exciting. I'm going to show the next video that y'all sent me is just your 4-wheeled standard driving around. Most of the questions I wanted to ask from this video have been answered about whether it's going to have computer vision and a slip ring, and about your frame weight. The last thing that I wanted to ask from this video, your suspension looks extremely soft in the video. When you move, I see a lot of pitch in the robot itself. Do y'all still have suspension? And if so, is it still pretty soft? What are your thought processes there? Because with Rmul, right, that's one step a lot of teams have taken from RMUC to Rmul is they just strip out the suspension and say, well, we don't really need it. So what's your opinion on that?
Now we have suspension in some ways, but it's not a normal suspension system like this with springs and oils like this.
Okay. So you've still got suspension, but maybe not a full spring damper like you had in this original.
Yeah, not. Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. Well, let's cut back to the three of y'all in person, and we'll go back to your questions now, chat. Chat wants to know a lot of things just about your journey from Italy to Texas, your expectations for the competition, etc. So they want to know on your opinions on barbecue. They also want to know if you've ever had
I have a
Whataburger.
lot of expectations about that.
Okay, so your expectations are high for
Then we
barbecue.
can talk about the competition.
Wait, did you say more expectations for barbecue than the competition, huh?
No. I mean, I know that Texas is quite has a high reputation for the meat.
Yep.
So like I expect well for this. Also for the competition, we will of course do our best. But I expect Robomaster can expect a lot of things from us. But we also expect a lot of things from the meat of Texas.
Meats of Texas. Very nice. Very nice. Chat wanted to know if you've ever had Whataburger, but I think the real question is, have you even heard of Whataburger? No. Texas, get over yourself, chat. A&M, come on. Like, it's a fast food restaurant that's only in Texas, and so Texas is very proud of it. But I love that they just assumed that even in Italy you've heard of Whataburger. No, chat. But that's cool. We're excited that you're excited about barbecue. Have you all been to the U.S. before? Is this going to be your first trip?
For me, the first time.
Also, first time for me.
I have been to American years ago for FRC competition, but before, it will be first.
Was that with 5.5? That was 5.522, right? I already asked you that.
No, I was in another team.
Oh, snap! What team are you on then?
5297.
5297. Chat, if you've got beef with 5297, you can resolve it June 24th. So keep that in mind. But that's really cool. That's exciting. We're really excited to have your team come. How many team members are y'all bringing this year? Do you know?
No more than 10.
No more than 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Very exciting. Very exciting. So you're excited for the meet. That's good. Temperature-wise, someone has warned you that it's going to be really hot? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. It's
we will be prepared.
Okay, good. It should be. It's pretty humid in Italy, right? You're right on the coast. You stick out. You're a giant peninsula. The air is quite humid there as well, I'd assume.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. But it's a nice climate. Yeah. Also in summer, it's not like it's not too hot, and if it is a little bit windy, it's great.
Nice, very nice. Well, cool. I mean, yeah. Anytime y'all want to host in Italy, I'm sure a lot of the teams would love to have a good excuse to travel to Italy and spend some time. Chad is now just fighting about which fast food joints y'all should visit while you're here. So if you're ever wondering where to eat, apparently all of the other teams have very strong opinions. But that's really exciting. That's great to have y'all come and visit and get to introduce you to Whataburger, and that's cool. So where do you think, if you're just gonna be bold and honest, it's your first time competing, I think, in any Robomasters competition, but you've been working on these robots for a while. Have you watched the videos from Rmul last year?
Me, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Where do you think you'll land? If you had to make a prediction, all right, maybe we'll bet some ribs on it. C&J Barbecue is my favorite ribs. So if we had to bet some ribs, where do you think you'll land in the Rmul this year? There's 15 total teams. Last year there were 9, if that helps.
10 teams. I would say don't take this for granted, but I would say at least if everything for I would say if we land if we make the balancing robot work perfectly, at least top 6 or top
Okay,
5.
yeah, I think top 6 is super fair. I think top 6 is very fair.
But then if it strongly depends to me on which will be the robots that we will decide to use at the end, and how it goes in this last month and a half, because we are like rushing all the things to make it on time. And but
I think everybody feels that. Chat, go ahead and throw your predictions in. Let's hear them. Someone's already replied in chat and said first, second, or third. So you've at least impressed chat. We've got some people saying that that top 6 would be a good and impressive finish for your first year actually competing. We've got some people trolling in chat saying second place right after Texas A&M. Man, I'd love to have someone from Texas A&M in an interview where y'all say you really think you're going to get first this year. We'll see. Those top 4 slots are going to be mega competitive this year. We've got some other people in chat saying that you'll be in top 5. We've got some more people saying you'll be second place right after RHIT. I don't mean to laugh, RHIT. We love y'all. But they're a first-year team with 6 students. So if they get first this year, it's going to be one of those Cinderella stories. A great one, but that would just be crazy. So that's very cool. That's very cool. I agree with you, frankly. As a slightly biased commentator, I think top 6 is pretty reasonable. Those top 4 slots, it's going to be really interesting. I'm thinking of drawing up some brackets for the other commentators and I to go through this year and try to predict Virginia Tech, University of Washington, Texas A&M. We've got a couple other teams that are coming in out of nowhere with freaking computer vision standards and spin to win stuff. So we'll see what happens. Definitely you're in the contention though, which is exciting. Let's see. Anything else from chat that they want to know? Chat, if you've got any other questions for the Italian team, or if I missed your question from earlier when you were asking about a lot of questions about food, go ahead and throw them in now. That way we don't keep up our Italian friends overly late. Oh, I wanted to ask you schedule-wise. You mentioned that you don't finish school until June. When in June? When are you done? Like, finals are over, semester's over?
I think for me, the last exam will be in the 20th of July.
20th of July?
Yeah.
So you're gonna leave during the semester to come compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, during our exams, our finals.
All right, chat.
Yeah,
you have no more excuses.
It's a little bit
okay?
tough to have the competition right in the middle of the exam session.
Yeah.
Wow. So the 1 year that I got to compete in China, I was taking an online class during the competition, and my final exam was while I was in China, so I had to take it from 1 to 2 a.m. on the computer, because that was the time slot in America that the test was. Absolutely crazy. So hats off to you guys. I've tried it. I know it's insane and can be a little extra stressful. So that's crazy. Your school finishes in July, so you'll still be in school. Chat would like Francesco to know that they appreciate your last name. Any relation to like the famous Laplace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's indeed that it is the full name, Pierre Simon Laplace.
Is it really though? Like
Yeah.
You're actually related to like the real Laplace?
Yeah. I have him in my heart because it is just related to the fact that in my bachelor degree, in my first year, you in Calculus 1, you go through all these cool stuffs, and during one lecture, the lecture that introduced me to the determinant, which is just we all know a very basic and fundamental concept, but to me it was new.
Yeah.
And there is the Laplace method to compute the determinant, because when you have a 2x2 matrix is fine, 3x3 matrix is fine, but if you have 1000 by 1000, what the hell, you cannot do this. And so there is the Laplace method to compute the determinant, and I was the new entry in the bachelor degree. I was amazed by this method because it was quite understandable and easy to use, and so I have it in my heart. Even if now it's a trivial thing, back in the days, it was something that amazed me, and so it is why the plus.
There we go. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Do y'all have any questions? Anything that you want to ask to the other random teams that are here tonight, or myself, about anything? It can be robotics wise. It can be Texas wise. Chat is now just fighting about whether differential equations was a good class or a bad class. So
I have some question about once we arrived to Texas.
Sure.
It's far away from the Houston to College Station.
Yep.
So are there anyone going to help us to move the robot from the airport to the school?
That's a great question. So I know last year there were several teams that flew in and collaborated to like rent a van or something to come. Nathaniel's pointing out that there are ground shuttles, so there are vans that run and just charge between Houston and College Station. So you should definitely... Oh, my bad, Luke. My bad. That was Luke, not Nathaniel. But so there are options already established by like just their existence. Last year, there were some teams that got together to rent stuff. It's about an hour and a half though, yeah, from if you're flying into Houston, from Houston to College Station. Are y'all flying in the day before? How long are you giving yourselves to get over the jet lag?
I think we will arrive at in around 23.
Okay, yeah. So you should definitely chat if you know your team when they're showing up. Throw it in the chat, but definitely post it in the NA Discord, a bunch of places, and find out if there's another team that's also showing up on the 23rd, because then y'all could definitely arrange to transport together and it'll be cheaper.
Okay.
Luke is saying there might already be some of that collaboration and coordination in the Discord if you go and look. But that's that can be a because of the Aggie Highway. Yeah, that can definitely be a difficulty. And then if you need help getting out of College Station, there's probably more flexibility from teams there. Yeah. Luke's saying some of the teams decided to travel together this year, but last year they had some logistical issues, so maybe there are other teams that are just traveling independently. But if you're bringing 10 people, it wouldn't be prohibitively difficult to use the ground shuttles. I'll throw it in the chat. Maybe I'll put a link when we're done to get you all a little bit more information about those. But at least 2 of the teams are working together already to get from Houston to College Station, if you want to tag in with them. Any other questions?
Okay,
that was a good one. I didn't even think about where y'all would be flying in.
For me, it's clear.
Yeah. Oh, good. Chat, this is your last chance to ask any questions. Otherwise, I'm going to have a coughing fit pretty soon, so we can't stay as long as I might like today. But really impressed with all of y'all's progress. Really excited to have y'all come. I hope y'all understand the impact and the weight of what you're doing. It's going to help Robomasters survive in the West. It helps give us validity and show that, not only can we host competitions for the 5 little teams or now the 15 mega teams or decently sized teams, if we're being honest, from North America, but also we can accommodate international teams and allow this competition to grow. Steven wants to know, have y'all had not Italian pizza? He wanted to know how much better real Italian pizza is than junk pizza. But have you had American pizza before? Because even Chinese pizza is different. When I went to China, we got pizza and it had lobster on it and crab. And as an American, I tried a little bit. It was good, but I'm too cheap. If I'm going to eat lobster, I'm not going to eat anything else. It's just going to be lobster. Like, I can't afford to be chopping it up and throwing it on a cheese pizza. So please tell us about pizza. Have you had American pizza? If so, please go ahead and tell us how much better Italian pizza is. People are asking if you'll bring pizza. You might consider, honestly, bringing Italian pizzas and then letting us come pick you up and being like, look, pick us up and we'll give you food. I'd probably do it.
Yeah, we can make an exchange.
Yeah.
If you manage to bring us to the competition, we can bring to you some original pizzas.
Can you buy frozen pizzas in Italy? Is that a thing? Do y'all do that? Okay.
There are.
Yeah.
The supermarkets, yeah.
But your frozen Italian pizzas
the one that you take in the restaurants are much better.
Yeah.
There is no way.
Yeah.
There is no...
Yeah. Chat is down. There are several people saying that they will take pizzas for payment. That's cool. That's cool. That's exciting. But have you had American pizza, like at some point? No. Okay.
Not yet.
I have.
Yeah. Okay. Thoughts? Okay. Wait. So you've had Chinese pizza, American pizza, and I'm assuming you've been in Italy for several years now. You've had Italian pizza, correct? Both of you.
Yes. Yes.
We need some thoughts. We need some people to weigh in, because I have had 2 of those 3 pizzas, and I have thoughts. So I would love yours. Give us the review.
Well, Italian is the best.
Yeah, Italian is
That's all
the
I
best.
can say.
Finally.
All right, hot take. You heard it here, chat, but you definitely didn't hear it here first. Italians make the best pizza. It's resolved. Very cool. Very, very cool. Someone in chat says they have a 7-seater minivan. They're wondering how many pizzas they can get. That's neat. That's neat. Well, Francesco, let me know when you're here how disappointed you want to be, and I'll take you out for some American pizza. It's delicious.
Okay.
We just pour ranch dressing all over it. Have you had ranch dressing? Oh my gosh. Chat, we're going to have to do a big fancy dinner thing with just a very gluttonous American-style buffet thing with all of the crazy classic American foods. Because there's some girl, isn't there some girl that made a TikTok and her whole TikTok is based on she's not American and it's her first time trying ranch dressing? And so people in chat just recommend like what she should eat ranch dressing on. Have y'all had ranch dressing? No. It's like the only actual American food. Hot take. All right, it's my real opinion. Name another food, chat. Name another food that's like actually American, other than pilk. You need to stop with this pilk crap. Okay? Do not take the Italians out and make them try to think that pilk is a real thing. Is mac and cheese? I don't think mac and cheese is actually American. I think it's just a bad American version of like a regular. Francesco, do you have like a cheesy pasta? Surely that's not a new thing. Like a cheddar flavored pasta?
You mean
Oh,
in the
that's
Italian culture?
What?
In the you mean if we have some type of cheesy pasta in the Italian culture?
Yeah. Chat saying maybe mac and cheese is an American dish, and I'm saying I think mac and
Yeah,
cheese.
but I don't think that we have something that could be related to mac and cheese.
Oh, very cool. All right, Luke, you're right. Also, yes, Cajun food is really good, and you could try and say that that's American. I'm down. It's actually just like French American fusion, whatever. It's a whole thing. Cajun food is delicious, and definitely Texas is a decent place to get some good Cajun food. So there's definitely some places to try it. Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Thanks, chat, for being here. Thank you so much to the Torino team. We're so excited for y'all to join us. Chat has lots of questions about food, so, honestly, though, you could probably negotiate. I will be reaching out to try and figure out if I can steal some genuine Italian food to drive you back. I will not be available on the 23rd. I'll be setting up all of the stream stuff to live stream the event, but after the competition, I am free as a bird to get you back to Houston. So make sure y'all are active in that community Discord. Stay involved, talk to each other, and we can figure all of this out. Gelato is great, chat. Yes, confirmed. I've only had Texas gelato. Anywho, Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to leave the chat with?
And I have to say, agree. Yeah, gelato is amazing, the best.
Good stuff. You heard it here. Awesome. Thanks. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Thank you.